The kids can't read, the kids can't write, the kids can't do this, neither can the adults. The kids can't have critical conversations, they're not critical thinkers, neither are the adults. So if we really, really want to talk about it, we're expecting children to be able to do things that adults can't do.
Teachers aren't the only ones that are calling out the parents right now. Now we have parents that are calling out parents for some of the behaviors at school and to some of the lack of learning. So are the teachers and the parents right about this, or is there something else at play? Check out some of these videos and let me know what you think about them. Leave a comment.
I just want to speak on this whole situation that's going on Twitter about the lady who say that she wrote the school board because her children couldn't order DoorDash and the teachers could. Ma'am, you are DoorDash. Since you want your entitled child to be able to have DoorDash, then door and dash them whatever they want, okay? And to go ahead and say that the teachers get DoorDash, honestly, them teachers should be getting lunch, whatever they want for free, because they putting up with your entitled brats all day. Like, how your kids can't read, can't write, they can't tell time from a regular clock. They can't even write in cursive. And you sitting here arguing about DoorDash. This is why I say the parents are the problem. If that's the case that you want your child to have DoorDash every day, homeschool them. Homeschool them, and then they could DoorDash all the time, because you are the problem. If you want to really write the school board about some stuff, write them about why these teachers are overworked and underpaid, about why these teachers, when they need help in their classroom, they can't get none, about why these teachers is got 40 and 50 kids in one classroom with one teacher, about why special ed children are being put in regular classrooms when there's not anyone certified in that classroom to deal with that child and give them the needs that they want. You really want to write a school board? Write the school board and ask them when these teachers are going to get a raise. Ask them when these teachers call and say, look, this kid is being disobedient and disrupting my class. Help them get in contact with that parent and then hold that parent accountable. That's what you could write the school board about, Becky. So sit down, Susan, because DoorDash is not an issue. And people who work, they can order DoorDash. And why the hell are you arguing about DoorDash when a whole meal is about $15 at Chick-fil-A? And just to add delivery on that for DoorDash is $20. So are you spending that? Like, be invested in your child's education.
So parents, are we just like not getting embarrassed by what our kids are doing at school anymore? Because I think back to when I was a kid, and quite literally, my parents instilled in me. They were like, you are a reflection of us. You will not make us look a fool in the schoolhouse. Now, I was bad at home. Okay, I was bad at home. I would fight with my sisters. I had a mouth on me. I was bad at home. But you would never catch me bad. Never catch me slipping. Never embarrassing my parents at the schoolhouse. Ever. Because I knew better. But like now, like parents, I feel like y'all don't care. Like, you realize your children are a reflection of you and a reflection of your parenting, right? And like, you're supposed to teach them how to act, right? We're supposed to reinforce it. Right? We're supposed to reinforce it. We're supposed to help with like, more social settings and reinforce what you've already taught them. But you're supposed to teach them how to act, and how they act at school is a reflection of you and your parenting. I think some parents could afford to be embarrassed. I think some of us need to be embarrassed about how our children are acting at school. Because like when a student is disrespectful at school, I'm like, oh, okay, so you're just disrespectful at home then too. Because like clearly, if you're going to be disrespectful to me, I can't even imagine how disrespectful you are at home. Like, bring back being embarrassed about how our kids act at school, okay? Because that's the only way we're going to fix it. Your child shouldn't, like, you should not be okay with your child going to school acting a fool. That should make you upset. And that should make you go like, oh no, what have I done as a parent? Clearly, I didn't do it. And hey, I get it. Sometimes you can't control your kids. But like elementary school, come on now. Come on.
This be the comment. Why do you parents blame the teachers for behavior that your kids still do at home? Clock it. Your teacher call you and tell you that your kid then did X, Y, and Z. You know for a fact that your kid do X, Y, and Z at home too. But yet you still blaming the teacher. So y'all make their lives hard because you want them to parent your kid, because basically y'all don't feel like doing it. Y'all don't feel like doing this, dealing with the bad behavior, so you just condone it and go on with your life and say you ain't got to deal with it. But why do they got to deal with it? They don't even get paid enough to deal with crap like this. Like, I'm sorry, teachers. Like, I'm sorry to y'all, because y'all don't get paid enough to deal with that kind of, y'all, I'm sorry. I could never do it.
So yesterday morning, I sent out emails to all the parents of my students who were failing my class. It was just like a vague email of like, hey, by the way, your student is failing. These are the things that they're probably missing, like major assignments that we just did. We have a test this week. I'm giving them a study guide, yada, yada, yada. Here are some of the responses I got. My son was gone for 6 days. Can he be excused from the assignments? No. I work almost 50 hours a week and I am in school. I don't have the time to monitor every lesson or review study guides with my child. Okay, sorry. Can you give student new copies of the assignment? He says he's lost them. So I did. An hour after school ends, he lost them again. Please email me the files. I watched him put them in his backpack. If my daughter puts her head down, just be stern with her and threaten to call me. That usually works. No, ma'am. These are 7th graders. That's a 1st grade kind of thing. I'm not gonna do that. My child normally has straight A's. I asked her what the issue is with your class and she says she can't teach. So there's some sort of disconnect happening somewhere and that is something you will have to figure out with your students. My son says you told him to grab the assignments from the absent crate, but he doesn't know where that is. I need you to put together a packet of the assignments he is missing. It's right there. I will not be doing that. I don't know what conversation you need to have with your students about the work that is not getting done, but I can't do your job. Yeah, I tell them every day, turn in your assignments. So there's only so many times I can tell them that. This one's great. Sent at 12:57 a.m. last night. Is there a tutorial on how to submit assignments? We can't figure it out. It is not the first time we've turned in assignments online.
The kids can't read, the kids can't write, the kids can't do this, neither can the adults. The kids can't have critical conversations, they're not critical thinkers, neither are the adults. So if we really, really want to talk about it, we're expecting children to be able to do things that adults can't do. We're expecting for children to have deductive reasoning, we're expecting children to have basic levels of respect, we're expecting children to be able to operate and engage within the system and the way that it works and the way that it doesn't work. When we have millions and millions and millions of adults as proof that it doesn't work. Yeah, it's fascinating.
Parents, y'all need to get it together. For real, for real. Let me tell you something. Leaving the school is the best decision I ever made. The kids are aggravating and the parents are aggravating, and let's not talk about administration. I'm going to give you what a one day looks like in the schoolhouse. Teacher or staff member wakes up probably about 5 a.m. They're trying to move slow, but they still feel a little rushed because they have to commute to the school. Some people live close to the school, some live a little bit further. If you live close to your school, that means you see the kids on the weekends, and that's not what you want to do. So a lot of people don't work near their neighborhood school. Now you try to have a cup of coffee. You try to avoid reading your email until you get to the building. You get to the building, you go to your mailbox, you have to make copies, whatever you need to do to get ready for your class. But you're rushing because you don't really have the time. You see other staff members, you want to say good morning, but you don't even make eye contact. They're in a rush, you're in a rush. In the beginning, you take it personal, but then you realize this is just the nature of the beast. Then you get to your room, you read a few emails. You're already stressed out because you have one parent emailing you about something related to the student's IEP. A student who probably doesn't even need an IEP. So you're stressed out about that. You want to make sure you remember to give him his separate setting. You want to make sure you remember to give her extended time. You don't care if it takes 8 hours is what you hear from the parents. Fast forward. You have to stand outside your door for morning duty. You're standing outside for morning duty. You're greeting all your students. Half of them don't even speak to you. They have an attitude. They get their breakfast. And what do they do with their breakfast? They throw it right in the garbage. So they're throwing all their food away. They come to the room. First thing they want to know is, can they go to the bathroom? So it's like 10 of them already asking to go to the bathroom. So you get them in. You say, I want you to get settled down. Let's get started. Your phone rings. It's the front office telling you that somebody is coming in late. Somebody's coming in late. Okay, so they get to your room. Now they're late. So now you're trying to catch them up. You're trying to catch up students who are already there with their heads down. You're trying to engage them, but they don't want to be engaged. After that class, you got maybe 20 minutes of teaching in that class, which is probably a 45-minute class. After that, you have your next class coming in. Your next class is coming in with an attitude because they didn't like what happened in their first class. The first period teacher told them they couldn't go to the bathroom. So now they have to go to the bathroom in your classroom. You as a teacher, you're not going to tell them no because you don't want to hear from their parents, because the parent is going to say, if my daughter has to go to the bathroom, who the hell are you to tell her no? If my son say he got to go, he got to go. I mean, I've had students say, I'll piss, using the exact words. I'll pee on the floor. So who's raising these children? So y'all want to know why teachers are quitting? We ain't even get through second period, and I'm getting ready to end the video. Because here's the thing. Parents, y'all need to get it together. For real. Like, it's okay for your kids to be afraid of you. A healthy fear works. From the age from 0 to 6, those are the formative years. Those are the discipline years. Those are the years that you teach your students or your children. Okay, but some of y'all have too many kids, so you can't teach them all. And they're suffering from emotional poverty. But y'all not ready to have that conversation.
We are seeing that teachers are leaving the profession, and it is becoming an issue, but who really is to blame? I know from my perspective, when I take a look at what's happening in the classroom, it could be seen that maybe there is something happening where the teachers aren't being firm enough, but also the parents, they do need to put some more effort at home. There's a lot that's happening, and it's kind of hard to tell exactly where the problem is. So I'd love to have more discussion on this. Let me know what you think, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.